Stafford and Matthews, episode 19. As always, Joe Stafford, Chris Matthews, and Intern Kev, sponsored by Colin Covers at Colin Covers on Instagram. Make sure you check him out for any sporting betting advice that you guys need. He'll make you money. Bottom line, that's all that matters. Check him out at Colin Covers on Instagram. Boys, what's up?
Yo.
How we doing?
I'm good, man. How's it going with you guys?
It's going well. One thing before I start, shout out to my girlfriend, Claudia Grunwald, for her 21st birthday. We stayed at Gillette Stadium's Renaissance Hotel. It was awesome. Check them out. Really, really great time. Didn't drink. Obviously, I'm 20. I don't drink. That'd be illegal or anything. But yeah, it was a good birthday. Ate lots of chocolate chip cookies like Chris told me to do. So that was cool. And we just hung out. That was fun. But I one thing I want to pick my mind out before we start like actually going over the games here. Just a big fuck you to everyone who clowned me with the Deshaun Watson take. If you guys didn't know what I'm talking about here, I put out a video about Deshaun Watson not going to the Jets. That was my whole premise. I was like trying to squash the rumor. He's not going to the Jets. Get over it, kind of, right? 2-minute video, great graphics and everything, right? And I'm watching it go on, and people are like liking it and watching it a bunch of times. I'm like, all right, this is great. And then the comments start flooding. I start getting DMs like, oh, you're a clown, bro. You know what you're talking about. Dude, shut the fuck up. How in the world is saying Deshaun Watson's not going to the Jets a hot take? Like, how is that a hot take? The Jets suck. They haven't been good ever. You want to know the last Super Bowl? Super Bowl III. Your grandparents weren't even alive yet. Like, how in the world can you clown me for that? I don't understand that at all. Deshaun Watson would, all right, the Jets, right? Face value. Hire Robert Saleh. Yeah, great hire, I think. Defensive-minded coach, though. You don't have an offensive coordinator. Your receiving core is Braxton Berrios, Brashad Perryman, Denzel Mims, who was a bust, by the way, and Jamison Crowder. And who's your running back? Oh, yeah, 58-year-old Frank Gore. What about that's attracted to him? And then on top of that, to even get Deshaun Watson, to trade half their arsenal of capital and draft picks. That means at least three draft picks that are high, right? So then you go to New York and you're expecting, oh, I'll have all these weapons now and everything. But how are you going to do that? You don't have any picks left. Like, it drives me crazy. I know they have multiple first-round picks, guys. I know. You told me that multiple times. It doesn't matter. You have to trade almost all of them to get them. God damn it. Like, just stop. Just please stop. Please stop. And everybody keeps talking about, oh, like, what would you know? We have sources. We literally have sources. Chris Matthews is a former Seahawk. This kid in my DM, this one kid really pissed me off. Said, oh, well, Richard Sherman said this, Richard Sherman said that about him going to New York. Bro, he knows Richard Sherman. Like, we know all this shit already. We get it. All right? We get it. It's not going to happen. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Fuck.
I can see this really like gets under your skin.
Can you tell? Can you tell? Jesus.
Golly, you can't be letting them get you riled up like that, Joe.
It makes for good content, though. That was like the first. That's the first like 5 minutes of the show, just me yelling at the camera incoherently.
Hey, I'm taking that.
I'm taking that and running. And speaking of taking it and running, if you guys didn't know, I think it was the 6-year anniversary of Chris's infamous onside kick recovery that propped him into the spotlight. Then the next following game had a monster performance in a thing called the Super Bowl, which is pretty cool. I know you guys have been flooding him with all like the love and everything, but he's annoyed by it. You know why? Because he was there. Like he was there. Like he saw it. You want to know why? Because he was there. He's the one who did it. But he preaches love. Chris, you want to talk about that a little bit?
I mean, no, man, it was a great time, man. I love the support from everybody. I appreciate that you guys even remember me. Just shows a lot that of the impact that I've gotten, that I put on, the cities that I was in. And I appreciate you guys. I love it.
There we go.
It's still annoying though, but I love it.
The little at the end. Yeah, I love you guys, but stop. Love you guys, but stop. That was funny. Oh,
that's how you got to do it, Joe. Like, you can't just be letting it rile you up. You got to be like, all right, man, you got this one.
Yeah, but I guess you're right. I mean, you're right. Like, you're right 90% of the time, but I actually enjoy being wrong sometimes, and it makes for good content. No, it's fun. It's fun.
And that's why I'm on here. That's why I'm on here, because you like to be wrong, and I like to be right. We're going to have a great chemistry.
Yeah, check your game picks real quick to see if that's the other way around, but okay. Just saying. But anyway, first of all, I even mentioned this. Kev, what's up? You haven't talked at all.
What's up? I'm just chilling here.
He's low-key.
You guys banter.
There we go. Kev's low-key. I like that. Anyway, we had football, and it was great football. This was a great divisional round. I was thoroughly entertained almost the entire time. much better than the wild card round. I'll tell you that. And honestly, like it comes from also, I want to clear this up before I get into my take here. The expanded playoff format's good in a way because it gives you 3 games on Saturday, 3 games on Sunday. It's more profitable for the NFL and everything. But the reason why it was so boring because you get shitbag teams that don't belong there sneaking in, and you have them playing good teams, and then it starts becoming kind of a wash kind of weekend. So yeah, that's probably why you didn't have as many ratings as you thought you would because it's bad teams, and the product wasn't there because it's not great teams playing each other. But now divisional round comes in, it's where the big boys come in, and they actually want to compete against each other at a high level, and this is what the result was. First game, Rams-Packers, 32-18 is the final score. Packers advance. And I think we all saw this coming. Jared Goff was playing with 9 fingers. It wasn't going to happen for him against this Green Bay defense, especially with Jair Alexander playing at an elite level. And people want to talk about, Jalen Ramsey versus Devontae Adams. And yeah, I get that. That's a premier matchup. It was much watched TV, and it was a fun battle to watch. Mm-hmm. But the corner on the other side of the football, Jair Alexander is a monster. He's been elite all year. He's been like Alexander Island out there. I think he's probably outplayed Jalen Ramsey so far this season. And I think it kind of showed this week. He's the first corner in NFL history to hold any receiver he's guarding with negative yards. He finished the game with -3 yards against anyone he was covering. That's unreal. That's like Deion Sanders level. That's bonkers. That's crazy. And it was a good game overall, but I think we all knew the Packers were going to take this out. But Chris, any thoughts on the game?
Man, I mean, it was a great game. It was exactly what I thought it was going to be. It was exactly what I thought it was going to be. A hard-fought game.
They are who we thought they were.
Yeah, they was going to have to make some amazing plays. The Jalen Ramsey and Adams thing, that was something that everybody was ready to watch. They wanted to see that. It didn't disappoint. I know that. I was definitely and this is the thing. Like, I'm not really somebody who really pays attention to the DBs and like, oh yeah, I like this guy and I like that. It's not really like that unless I know you. Otherwise, me thinking as a wide receiver, I'm like, man, fuck all these these DBs out here. They ain't good. But I actually respect Jalen Ramsey from a distance. I got to play against him one time in London. It's a good dude, man. I mean, I never seen the outspoken, and being raw out of him when I was out there. And I know throughout his career that's what he put his name on. But he just seems like a good guy on the field. He knows exactly what he's doing. He has the size, he has the speed, he's smart. You put all that together, you come up with a guy like Jalen Ramsey, and now you're going up against Devontae Adams, who is somewhat of I've been thinking about this for the longest, Joe. I'm trying to figure out a comparison to Devontae Adams, and you know what I came up with?
Who?
Nothing. He is his own man. That guy is coming up with his own recipe on how he wants to win in his one-on-one situations. And now that he had his chance to go up against the best of the best with Jalen Ramsey, he didn't disappoint. He came through in the clutch like I knew he would have. He didn't have that huge 150-yard game, but he had a solid performance. They played it exactly how I thought they would have played it. We're running a lot of screens and field flat routes and just letting him do his little one-on-one thing and trying to find ways to get him open. I knew that was going to come. It was just up to not just Jalen Ramsey, but the whole defense and the defensive coordinator to come up with something to box him in, and they didn't. So it showed. I mean, I thought it was a great game though, for sure.
That was a huge flex. I put against Jalen Ramsey into London one time. Like, that's like that. Like, the shit you get to flex on me is just ridiculous. Like, my biggest accomplishment? I went to the NFL Combine with like a babysitter. That's what I did. And you played Jalen Ramsey in London. It's like,
hey,
fuck.
You got to meet a lot of great players though. Future great players.
I did. And
coaches, GMs.
Yep, and a few more through you.
You was probably grabbing everybody's card. You got everybody in your back pocket.
Yeah, maybe I do, maybe I don't. keep you guys on the outside looking in a little bit. Yeah. But yeah, Devontae Adams, Jalen Ramsey was cool. They were jarring a lot before the game. Like they were getting into it before the game, which was awesome because I hate the fact that NFL is so friendly now. I hate that. I want people wanting to tear each other's faces off. That's what I like. I like the jarring. I like the attitude. I like the aggressiveness because when everyone's friends, it's not competitive. Like, yeah, it's like they're still like playing football and everything, and football still brings the best out of you. But I want people to hate each other because then they play even harder. Like, I love that. I love the aspect of like the 80s football, 70s football, where you went out there and tried to tear someone's head off. I love that. And now it's not as much anymore because the NFL's gotten more friendly and everything. Whatever. It's still enjoyable. It's my favorite sport to watch and everything. But I like the aggressiveness. So I like Jalen Ramsey versus Devontae Adams.
Absolutely.
But then obviously they have a guy named Aaron Rodgers on the Packers, and he took the hell over. That little pump fake touchdown run that he had was like classic Aaron. I love that. Yeah. I wish he did the belt though. I wanted to see the belt celebration. He didn't pull it out.
Hey, I've been thinking about that all year. I'm like, he needs to bring that back. That was the move right there.
I mean, if he beats Brady and Lambeau, he's gonna have to put the belt out at some point. Like he'll have to. Like he'll have to. But we'll talk about that later because I have not even
you're respecting this greatness from him.
For sure. But I have like a take I'm saving. I'll say it later in the show, but it's gonna be shocking to you guys. Might be shocking, but I think it's a very valid take. Okay. Anyway, next game, Ravens Bills, 17-3, and while the score might not indicate it was actually a pretty great game to watch. There was a few 3-and-outs from each team, obviously, and obviously the Ravens only got 3 points there. Lamar Jackson gets concussion after almost getting a safety. It was definitely not a good day for Lamar Jackson. I mean, and I don't want to say I told you so, but I definitely told you so. Because like this Buffalo Bills team is unreal. Like it really is. It's not. I don't think it's like top tier championship contender status yet. Yeah, they're in the AFC Championship yet. So I understand that they're a top 4 team by standing wise and everything. But I don't think they have it in them to to go the distance and everything. But I knew for a fact the Ravens were going to come up and play against this Bills team because they're just too quick defensively. The Ravens predicated their entire offense on running the football with these options, these screens, these RPOs, etc. to get Lamar Jackson in space, everything like that. But when the Bills have guys like Tremaine Edmonds who are playing linebacker, basically run a 4.4, 4.3, 40 when they're 230 pounds, it's hard to shake that stuff in the middle of the field. They basically had 4 linebackers in the middle of the field half the game. Mm-hmm. And it pretty much neutralized what they were doing. And I do want to bring up one thing. And I know you're not gonna be like, no, Joe, no, you're wrong. And that's fine. But I do have I think it might be time for the Ravens to think about Lamar Jackson not being their guy. Like I'm dead set on thinking that. And I know he won an MVP and everything. Like, yeah, he's a great, phenomenal athlete. I can never take that away from him. He's a specimen. But when it comes to playing quarterback at this level, and what you need to do to advance far in the playoffs, yeah, got his first playoff win. Congratulations and everything. That's great. But the play style and his numbers under pressure when he's in the pocket are horrendous. They've talked about it they're talking about it in the offseason, them trying to extend him and everything. But if I'm the Ravens GM, I'm taking a good hard look at Lamar Jackson, and I'm wondering to myself, is this the guy I want to pay $150 million to? That's all I'm saying.
Well, it's a wrap already. It's already been said that they're going to get this deal done. So it doesn't matter what he's doing out there. It's going to happen. He's built for this team. This team is a hard-nosed, grinded out, stay, you know what I'm saying? Just be about the team type of a player. That's the type of guy he is. He loves being around his team. He loves working out. He loves working hard and putting everything out on the line, running as fast as he can. Which by the way, the Ravens' whole idea is running the ball. So now you're talking about you have a running quarterback who runs damn good. You just admitted that he's probably one of the most athletic players out there right now.
Might be the most athletic in the league.
Yeah, right. Most athletic in the league. And then you also put that on top of, we run the ball and we can come up with more ways to get you guys out here to run. This whole playoffs, I told you before that teams are going to be out here trying to hold the ball as long as they can, like Green Bay did against the Rams, and hold the ball as long as you can and just put points on the board when you can. That's exactly what they were trying to do. It just wasn't enough. What this showed me is that they had the right game plan, but the Bills just had the same. I mean, the Bills were just that much more, just that much better than them. They were a step ahead of them, and it showed. Defense, Ravens defense was playing as hard as they can, but Josh Allen and company, man, these guys is hard to beat. And you're right. I don't see them going and making it to the Super Bowl, and if they do, just by some stroke of luck, and they do, then I don't see them winning the Super Bowl. But who am I? You know what I'm saying? I don't have a Super Bowl ring. I don't know either. But
the thing is, Chris,
I just feel like just stepping in those realms, Green Bay, Kansas City, in those realms, it might be just a little bit too much for them.
Right. And to that point, you say, I'm quoting you here directly. You just said, I don't see them going to a Super Bowl, and if they do by a stroke of luck, they're not going to win. At the end of the day, when you're paying your quarterback almost a 35% of your salary cap, isn't that the most important question to ask yourself? Whether or not he can bring you a title? Because there's no point in paying a guy to get you to the divisional every year and lose. You know what I mean? Like there's not a point to that. It's a waste.
No, that's a fact.
Right.
No, so I'm right there with you on it. Feels me. I wouldn't do it. Just to keep it honest with you, he could be a great guy. He could be a really good quarterback. He's showing it in practice. He's just not showing it. He's just not showing it on the field. He might be able to show it in practice and not on the field, but I don't know. I wouldn't do it though.
Right, and I'm with you. And just thinking about the kind of trade package you could get for Lamar Jackson when stupid teams come calling that need a quarterback, you can literally bait them into getting maybe 3 first-round picks.
Yeah,
and I think he's maybe worth 1, maybe.
Yeah.
You can always dupe stupid teams. You can always do it. Teams will always buy it.
For sure. It's just I just don't see it happening because everybody knows, like, once you get on Harb's good side and he knows that you're actually working, like you're a worker and not somebody who's just here to play around and get a check, you're gonna forever be in his graces.
Right. No, I think you're right about that too. I'm just saying from my perspective, if like I was the GM, I would take a hard look. But I think I think the indications right now, I think you're right, are they're going to be re-signed in the offseason. So we have to wait and see. But I'm just saying, put that out there for all you Lamar Jackson fans.
$150 million. I don't see that happening though.
Well, it's going to be in that ballpark. Like he'll be getting well over $100 million.
Okay, over 100 million. Yeah, that's cool, but I don't see 150. Like 150, when you put the 50 after that one, that's a whole nother level.
Well, I'm sure his agent will be chasing that kind of bag. I mean, if you're you have an MVP
as much as I'm paying you, you better be going back
right.
to that.
Right, and he's an MVP at like what 24. Like he'll command some kind of money.
Sky's the limit for him. He could still turn around and be able to throw the ball in the pocket and raise his stats up. But it's just not, as of right now, what I've seen right now, I don't see him getting 150 million. Maybe 100. You know what I'm saying? Like 100, 110, 115, somewhere in that ballpark. But 150 million. That's saying that this guy has the total package.
Right. If you guys wanted some more clarification on why I'm coming from this, look at his last 2 playoff games, right? He actually got his first win this year.
Mm-hmm.
His completion percentage combined is a 60. Not horrible. His touchdowns passing, 0. His picks, 2. His average rating was a 67. He was sacked 8 times in 2 games. He ran the ball for only he ran the ball for 38 yards total for 2 of those games. And I believe no, that's a lie. That's an absolute lie. I was looking at, what was I looking at here? Where did I even get the number? I don't know where I got the number, but it wasn't great. And then last game he ran for a lot because of that 50-yard touchdown. He ran for 34 yards on 9 carries last game. I'm just not sold. I mean, I'm not sold on Lamar Jackson long term. I wouldn't pay him that much money. Next game, Browns Chiefs, and this was Browns Chiefs was a classic. This was a classic football game, and honestly, I thought the Browns were going to pull it out. I really did. When Patrick Mahomes goes down and he can barely stand up, I'm like, oh, and I'm freaking out on my girlfriend's couch. I'm like, I'm going to have to watch Baker Mayfield in an AFC championship game. I'm going to have to watch Kirk Cousins with swagger on primetime TV next Sunday. Oh, God, I was freaking out. But then who comes to the rescue? Chad Henne. Chad Henne. Oh my God. Anything's possible. Chad Henne. When he had that little QB run, it was like, I think it was like third and 18, something like that, something ridiculous. Runs 17 and a half yards. I was hyped. I was jumping on the couch. I was like, this is my guy right now. Dove head first. That was awesome energy. To see that from a backup quarterback who's 34, that's electric. I loved seeing that. That was awesome. And obviously, the Browns just didn't get it done. And my friend was texting me like, "Oh, I feel so bad for the Browns." I'm like, "Why? Why do you feel bad for the Browns? They had every opportunity to win the game. Mahomes goes down. Literally, the best player on the planet is not playing against you anymore. You're playing against Chad Henne. You get an interception the following drive. You had 3 chances to win this game, and you blew it every single time. And then you let him get the 4th and 1 on an outside pass to Tyreek Hill. You had him 3rd and 18, and you let Chad Henne, who probably runs a 5.6 40, run for 18 yards on you. There's no excuses here. The Browns, they blew it. They had their head coach back. They had Joe Bitonio back. They had a full, healthy roster. They just blew the game. And it's really nothing more Cleveland-esque than having the best player on the opposite team leave the game, get a chance to win, and still lose.
Yeah.
That's Cleveland personified.
Absolutely. I believe in that wholeheartedly. Do I think they just straight up blew it? I don't think that happened. Your best play, their best player is off the field. You got a guy, Chad Henne, who you're like, all right, we don't have to worry about him. We need to worry about everyone else. And so them playing the defense the way that they played so deep. Played so deep was just to stick with the receivers more because they're like, if he does run, he's probably not going to get far. Well, you're wrong. He ended up getting more than everybody thought. But I wouldn't blame that against the defensive coordinator or the defense. I would just say that it just wasn't their time. That was just an unlucky timely thing. But Patrick Mahomes, though, they're still not telling us like what's going on with his foot. I personally believe from what I've seen that it's a turf toe. I felt it in my toe exactly the time that I seen that he did it. I was like, ooh, damn, my toe hurts. It felt like it looked like a turf toe. He walked like he was a turf toe. It was just nasty. And then you turn around and you get a concussion and I'm like, damn, like this is bad. Like Browns might actually pull this out. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, they actually have a chance to win, and they're not playing bad, So I'm like, okay, let's see what they do. And, of course, that happens. And, I just feel like Chad Henne overall just, he played a solid game for what he was supposed to be, for what he was there to do, is to manage the game until our best player gets back.
Also, just to silence all these people who are absolute morons. Patrick Mahomes playing on Sunday. Like everybody's like, "Oh, I'm not sure he's gonna play. I'm not sure he's gonna play." You're telling me that reigning MVP and Super Bowl champion is not gonna suit up for this game? Like, you got to be kidding me. Like, I don't care what he has. He could be concussed. He have a broken ankle. Phillip Rivers, who is severely below his status, played with no ACL. He played with nothing in his knee in his championship game. Yeah. Patrick Mahomes will do the same thing. He'll do the same exact thing. Also, before I forget, Phillip Rivers, great career. Retired on what's today? Thursday. Retired a couple days ago, whatever the hell it was. Shout out to Phillip Rivers. Salute.
Absolutely.
Probably the best player to never play in a Super Bowl. One of them in the last decade or so. Probably one of the better players to not play in a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say he was the most clutch player of all time, but you know what? He was there for his team when they needed him, and he was a solid player for a long time.
With Antonio Gates.
Those mid 2000 Chargers teams, you had LT, Antonio Gates, Vincent Jackson, Malcolm Floyd. Like, you had a arsenal. Like, it was a dangerous team, very dangerous team, and they didn't do enough of it. But Phillip Rivers still a great career. So shout out, salute. I hope you enjoy your time with your 25 kids.
Salute to you.
Exactly. And before we move on, I gotta bring this up. Baker Mayfield's stat line, my favorite episode segment of the week. 23 to 37, 204 yards, 204 yards, a touchdown and a pick. And
I know for a fact, right after the game was over with, I knew in my head that you was coming up with something like this. I knew you was gonna come up with something like this.
I'm getting a shirt that says Kirk Cousins with swagger and putting his name on it. I got to. That's what he is. That's literally what he is. He is Kirk Cousins with swagger.
Oh, damn.
God. Oh, that's so funny. But I will say though, they did have a shot. I can have a shot. I'm talking about one play in particular. Rashard Higgins.
Yeah.
The reach. That's what it'll be called for the next couple years. The reach. Yeah. Baker Mayfield actually makes a good throw, gets it like the 5-yard line or something like that, and dives for the end zone. Fumbles, goes out the back of the end zone, ends up being a touchback. Two things. One, yeah, sucky play. It happens, and it's a touchback. It should be a touchback, and that's the rule. But I do have an opinion question for you, Chris. Do you think it should be changed? Do you think it's stupid? Like, do you think that should be altered?
Absolutely.
Okay, but so what would be your
thing? I think that's the craziest thing in the world. But I mean, you've seen crazier. You know, you've seen the Dez Bryant catch, Calvin Johnson catch. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just things. It's just things. You know, there's just certain rules that are just implemented just to save face for a mistake that they made. You know what I'm saying? And this is one of them where they're just trying to save themselves, and this is that kind of penalty. But I can't go all the way down the rabbit hole with it because it's done helped me get to the Super Bowl for sure. I remember Cam Chancellor punched the ball out of Calvin Johnson's arm. He ran a shallow route. He came underneath, punched the ball out of his arm. It popped into the end zone. Our teammate KJ Wright knocks the ball out of bounds, thinking he was doing having a smart play. It was some kind of confusion on it, but then it came back that it was a touchback and it was our ball. And I was like, oh my God! Like he literally saved our game. I mean our season with that one punch.
For sure. That's dope. Next game and final game of the weekend, primetime game. Basically, Shawn Michaels versus Ric Flair. It is what happened because just Tom Brady knocked him out for the rest of his career. Brady Breeze, Father Time versus Father Time, ended in a kind of an emotional night.
Yeah.
30-20 is the final score. Tampa Bay advances to go to Lambeau next week. Tom Brady, 18-33. At face value, not great. It's not. If you watch the game, though, different story. 199 yards in the air, 2 touchdowns throwing, and also had a touchdown rushing, I believe, as well. He tried to high-five the ref after that touchdown. Hilarious. That was so funny. I love that energy from Tom Brady. But I do want to talk about one thing.
I actually had a hunch on that, but go ahead.
Okay. And all right, one more thing. Drew Brees. I got so much respect for you. I have so much respect for you. You are a much needed presence and light in that community, especially during times after Katrina. You brought a Super Bowl to a city that desperately needed it. And we're sorry to see you go. And I really do wish you had a full crowd to send you off the correct way. I really do wish that there was a full stadium to cheer him on. What?
Here it comes.
What?
I know exactly what you're about to do. Just go ahead. Keep going.
Okay. And Drew, seeing you walk out of that stadium, look back for the final time was heartbreaking. It was tough to watch. And it was cool to see Brady and you kind of dive up after the game and kind of talk and just, get your final goodbyes, exchange out of the way. That was cool. But definitely Drew Brees salute. You'll be missed in the NFL history, and you'll definitely be remembered as one of the better quarterbacks in NFL history. Not the GOAT, but one of the best in NFL history.
Okay. All right, Joe. I definitely thought you was about to go left with this and come up with some crazy reason on why Tom Brady is just so much better than him. And I just thought you was going to go left with it. That's what I thought you was going to do. But
well, I mean, like Tom Brady is so much better than him, but I don't have to say it. I don't have to say it.
Oh man!
But Drew had a tough game though. Drew did have a tough game.
He definitely did. He definitely did.
19-34, 134 yards, a touchdown, and 3 picks. It just wasn't his night. Tampa Bay came to play. Can't guard Mike can't make a catch. That was how bad it was. He got covered. He got isolated. By this young and up and coming Buccaneers secondary. They have a lot of great players in this team, highlighted by Antoine Winfield Jr., who is a monster. That fumble punch out was Peanut Tillman-esque. That was an unreal heads-up play from the rookie.
Absolutely.
And
he's making his daddy proud.
Exactly. And that kid Murphy Bunting is no slouch.
Mm-hmm. I
like that kid a lot. I think it was Sean Murphy Bunting. Yeah, Sean Murphy Bunting. That dude is a monster. He can isolate anyone on the field. Like I was impressed with him. on Sunday. And they have a lot of good players in that secondary as well. Jamal Dean, Carlton Davis, I just said Antoine Winfield, and I think Lucky Whitehead's brothers on that team too. Tahir Whitehead, right? That's the starting safety.
It's Jordan.
Jordan Whitehead, yeah.
Oh, okay.
There's like 12 Whiteheads in the league. There's like a lot of Whiteheads. They're like an athletic ass family. That's crazy. But yeah, Chris, thoughts on the game?
I mean, I just thought it was a great game, man. It was something that I was happy to see overall because just as far like you say, Father Time, you think about these guys like these two amazing players who I grew up watching. You know what I'm saying? Like these guys were molding me as time was going on, and I never even stepped on the field with any of them. Although I used to hear rumblings from my agent like, "Oh, we need to hurry and get you out of here. Drew Brees wants you on his team." And I'm like, "Well, shit, what the hell are we doing here?"
All right, I need the whole story. Like what?
So it was just some rumblings going on. I don't know if it was true or not, but my agent, he was that he's that kind of guy that was always like trying to come up with the hot scoop. And so right after the little thing with Seahawks, and I'm sitting at home and I'm trying to figure out where to go. He keeps telling me like we need to I kind of have the Saints in my back pocket, and I'm like, okay, that would be dope to play over there, but who's offering the money? You know what I'm saying? I was thinking about who's offering the money, and so I ended up picking the Ravens over Tampa Bay, which I felt like I should have just stuck with Tampa Bay, but picked the Ravens over them. And as soon as I signed, a couple of weeks later, my agent is hitting me like, "Yeah, man, we need to figure out a way to get you up out of here. I heard Drew Brees likes you and he wants to play with you." And I'm like, "Well, shit, like, what the hell are we doing here? Why didn't you tell me this in the beginning? Like, you waited until I signed to tell me some shit like that."
Yeah, that's whack. That would be sick. That would
I didn't believe it though, because I'm like, what? But at the same time, I was around my homies and I'm like, yeah, man, Drew Brees. But Drew Brees, he's definitely a solid dude, man. I remember we played against him. We always played against the Saints during the preseason, pretty much every year with the Ravens. After my what was it, my third year there with the Ravens, we played in New Orleans. I walked right past him. We bumped into each other. We turned around. He spoke. We were talking for like two hot seconds. He actually said I had a great game, and he liked the way I played and stuff like that. So it was definitely an encouraging thing just to have somebody like that say something. Like I said, somebody who I grew up watching it. Just overall, man, just these two guys of. I like to talk a lot of shit about Tom Brady and various other people, but they are actually the epitome of greatness and what winning looks like. They all might not have the same amount of rings, championships, because it can only really go to one person, but they all still had illustrious careers, great careers. So I just giving them a huge shout out to both of them.
Okay, I've been cooking this theory up for a little bit now. And I want to see what you guys think about it, because I think this is like rock solid. I believe this 100%. This is not trying to get a reaction to people. This is legitimately how I feel. So Tom Brady, right? Wild card win over the Washington football team. Yeah, not a great win, but still a wild card win, right? So put that on the docket. Divisional round against Drew Brees, one of the better quarterbacks of all time. Takes him out, ends his career, wins 30 to 20, moves on to the conference championship. Now, this is all theoretical now. Just bear with me. It's all theoretical. I'm not saying this is going to happen. I'm just saying, just bear with me. Brady then goes to Lambeau and beats out MVP Aaron Rodgers. Maybe his best season ever, Rodgers. Goes into Lambeau, and for the fifth or sixth time ever in history, in NFL history, the Packers lose at home in the playoffs. Brady then advances to the Super Bowl and plays Patrick Mahomes, a player who's already beaten the AFC Championship before, in a crazy overtime fashion. He then beats Patrick Mahomes in the Super Bowl for his 7th ring. He becomes the 7th wildcard team in history to win a Super Bowl, joining Aaron Rodgers' Packers, and wins his 7th ring as the 7th team. At 43 years old, in the middle of a pandemic, in his first season on a new team. That is the greatest individual postseason performance by any individual across any professional sport. Thoughts?
Kev, did y'all talk about this before we even got on?
Not a little bit.
Like, it just seems like every time you guys get a chance to talk about Tom Brady, it just has to be just over the top amazing. Like, and then you try to put this little, oh, this is just hypothetical. No, this is what you truly believe right now, Drew. You truly believe that Tom Brady can go into the frozen tundra and beat a number 1 seeded team in their own home, which
I didn't say that.
I
didn't say that.
You didn't just say that Tampa Bay could beat them.
Anyone could do anything.
But that's what you said.
I'll bench you. Theoretically, I could do it, but I can't.
It's not. Yeah, it is not going to happen. But you believe it. You believe.
I said theoretically. Wait till the game picks.
Joe,
Wait till the game picks.
Joe,
Wait till the game picks.
No, Joe. You said theoretically. I know you said that. But in your head, I know for a fact you believe that can really happen. And for him to come out of here with 7 rings, retire, and do all this other crazy stuff, and just makes him the face of the NFL? Like, I know you believe that, Joe, and it's not going to happen. I don't even want to hear this theory anymore after this. We let you get this off. I don't want to hear this anymore. We know that when Sunday comes, he's going to go down there, fight his hardest, come up with some great plays, and still lose the game.
Chris, all right. Yeah, you don't have to think it's going to happen, but if it did happen, the big if it did happen, is he the GOAT in your book?
Yes, absolutely. Because you have to beat the best. You have to beat the best player in the NFL to be the best. You beat him, then yeah.
Okay, it's on record now because you can't take it back now. So
I'm not going to take it back. But
okay, so
that Green Bay is going to win this week.
Right, I'm just saying, but theoretically. So if what I said it does happen, right? He's the GOAT in your mind, one, and I have a question to follow that up. I finished my theory with this. It's the greatest individual performance by any professional athlete across any professional sport. Is that the case?
No.
Who tops that?
Who?
Yeah.
LeBron?
Doing what?
In the champion. I mean, just in the finals.
LeBron James lost like 5 NBA finals.
He lost like 5 NBA finals, but he's the face of the NBA right now, and he just won one.
Okay, I think I think completely off topic, but okay, whatever.
Hey, I'm just bringing up. You said across sports. I don't think he can. Honestly, what's his name? Damn, Messi. What team does he play for?
He's played for like 12 teams. I don't know what he's on now.
Has.
I'm not a soccer guy.
But Messi, I think he's by far the biggest athlete across in history in sports right now across the board in all sports.
I said the best individual performance by any by any professional athlete across any sport. If he does this 4-game stretch, wild card win, beats Drew Brees and retires him in divisional in the dome, goes to Lambeau and beats Aaron Rodgers, and then beats Mahomes in the Super Bowl for his 7th ring at 43 during a pandemic. Is that not the greatest individual postseason performance by any athlete across any sport ever? I think it is. I think it is.
That would be.
I think it would be, which is just crazy. The fact that
I said, I know for a fact.
It's not. No, I agree with you. I don't think it's
lose this week.
I don't think it's a high probability of happening, but I'm just saying if it did happen, that is the craziest thing to ever happen in sports.
Absolutely.
Shocking.
But what is your percentage on Tom Brady winning this week?
On doing what? No, so I'll do the whole thing.
No. Just winning.
Oh no, let me finish what I'm trying to say.
Oh, okay.
My percentage of what I said actually happening, total, I'll give it like a 35% chance. 35%.
Okay.
Because
it's not high, but okay.
It's not high, but the fact it's even that high in the first place is ridiculous. I'm giving it 35%, and that's cautiously.
So then if that's the case, and Aaron Rodgers, who I honestly believe is going to win this game, turns around and wins the Super Bowl, that just makes him better than Tom Brady, right?
Absolutely fucking not.
Oh my God.
Absolutely not. You're delusional. Chris, you're literally delusional.
All these hypotheticals and just, hey, if this happens, like, he has to be better than Aaron Rodgers. But now Aaron Rodgers.
No, I asked you specifically about that because you're in denial about him being the GOAT.
But Aaron Rodgers is doing unbelievable stuff right now in this current year.
I agree, right? Rodgers tossed 45 touchdowns.
48 thrown touchdowns in a
Was it 48 or 45?
It's 48. It's 48. It's 48, and Tom Brady has 40 or 41.
At 43 years old.
At 43 years old. Crazy. I believe that. But he throws the ball. I mean, that's just like Peyton Manning. Peyton Manning was known for throwing the ball, even though he still couldn't throw the ball down the field past 20 yards. But he threw the ball. But besides that, though, I just feel like, hey, he beats Tom Brady, who is on a surge right now. Because I'm with you on that. He's beating people, even though it was Washington in the first, it was Washington. He got past them. That was easy. I get that. Then you turn around and you beat arguably one of the best quarterbacks in their decade. That's amazing. Now you go up against Aaron Rodgers in the frozen tundra, and you put up an amazing performance. Tom Brady puts up an amazing performance and then loses because Aaron Rodgers, who is just that much better, holds him off. I don't see how that's not possible.
Well, no, it is possible. I agree with you there. Rodgers is better than Brady now. I think you're right. I think it's no contest. Rodgers is better than Brady right now. They're playing against each other on Sunday. I think Rodgers is better.
Yeah.
Historically, he's not.
You know what I've been saying.
Well, I know. Well, we have a discrepancy about that. There's a difference. I know we have a discrepancy on that. I just wanted to clear that one thing up. All right. That's divisional. We're done with that. We're in the conference championship now, guys. We started this podcast back in August.
Yeah.
It's January. That's crazy. First off, to our loyal listeners, thank you. We want to say thank you and make sure that we know how much we appreciate you. And sticking with us through all our nonsense.
Some Stafford and Matthew curtains for a lucky fan too. I'm gonna look them up.
Yeah, there we go. Anyway, the second to last pick'em of the season for Stafford and Matthews. First game, Sunday at 3:05. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the Green Bay Packers.
Easy. Yeah. And the reason why I say it's easy is because everybody is going off of week 6, how bad they played. First off, it wasn't Aaron Rodgers' fault. It wasn't Aaron Rodgers' fault. It was drop passes that ended up in the hands of other players. Offensive line couldn't block, couldn't stay sound on their blocks. But now they're oiled up, well fine-tuned machine. Guaranteed they won't have a problem like that again this week.
I'm uncharacteristically quiet right now. Like, I am uncharacteristically quiet right now. I'm picking Green Bay.
Okay. Because he's better than Tom Brady.
As right now, yes, he is.
Yes, of all time.
Nope. Anyway. But I want it on the record. I am rooting heavily for Tom Brady. I'm actively rooting against my own pick, against my own interest.
Yeah.
I'm rooting against myself looking smart. That's what I'm doing.
Flip-flopping right now. That's all you're trying to do.
I'm not flip-flopping. I genuinely want to be wrong. I want Brady to win. I really, really do. I want him to win. But I'm picking the Packers to be safe.
Okay.
Sunday at 6:40. Bills, Chiefs. Who you got?
I'm going with the Chiefs. Can I like have a reserve pick too?
I mean, you can talk about it, yeah.
Like, I mean, if even though I think he is going to play, but if he doesn't play,
oh yeah,
I like having like a backup pick. Yeah, all right.
Well, I thought you were gonna say. I thought you were gonna be like, well, if the Chiefs don't win, I'm picking the Bills. I thought you were gonna say something stupid like that. Like, yeah, why not think of that? Shit.
No, right. I'm picking the Chiefs. I think he's gonna play. Is he gonna be limited? Is he gonna be less mobile? Is there gonna be certain plays that just doesn't look like Patrick Mahomes? Where he's, might make a mistake or throw it a bit too far or too short. Yes, I think that's going to happen this week. But overall, I just think that, like I said before, they just have too much power, especially and it all actually coming from Andy Reid at the helm of this whole thing. Everybody looks at Patrick Mahomes like he's the face. Yeah, he is the face. But it's not getting done without Andy Reid, and Andy Reid is at the very top of it. So I'm picking Kansas City.
And Eric Bellamy, who, by the way, hasn't gotten a single head coaching offer.
Yeah, well, I have a thought process on that, but
yeah.
Hey,
I think we kind of know where you're thinking anyway. I think we kind of.
I mean, I think people think I think people think they do know what I'm thinking about, but I don't think so. All right. I'm just gonna say it. I honestly believe he wants to ride this wave out. He wants to keep on riding this until the wheels fall off, until Patrick Mahomes gets old and he's not doing exactly what he's doing, and it's up to some other team to come in and ball out. I think that's what's really going on, because there's too many times where he could have been a head coach. Especially after this year, how he's just showing that he has the capability of being a legit candidate for a head coach position. But yeah, that's what I think. I think he's trying to ride this wave out. Not everybody needs to go ahead and just, everybody has those aspirations and dreams, and you're going for it and you're fighting for it, but then you got this light on this other side where a lot of people are like, whoa, like, I like this over here. You know what I'm saying? Let me gravitate to this over here instead of, boom. And then there's also people who, think vice versa. And I think that's where he is, where he's like, it would be great for me to carry on my career, being a head coach, but why does he have to rush it? You know what I'm saying? Like he could just ride this wave out, and then if once that's over with, then you can start applying again for head coaching jobs. That's what I think. I don't know. I could be wrong, but I just think that he wants to ride this wave out. I don't think it's anything else but that.
Could be. I mean, I haven't really heard that take before, so that's unique. I like that. I do like that. I like that. My pick for the game. I'm picking the Kansas City Chiefs. Yeah. I'm picking the Chiefs, and I do want to talk about one thing. If Mahomes comes back, right, he's most likely concussed still, I'm going to guess. I'm not sure on that. I'm going to guess he's still concussed. Has turf toe most likely. Maybe have something wrong with his hamstrings. Reports about that as well. If Mahomes wins this game battered and bruised against the red-hot Buffalo Bills, this is how you extend your legacy. This is like where legends make their mark. This is what like NFL films will capture 20 years from now. This is like documentary material. This is what makes legends legends. So it is interesting for Mahomes being the cover of the NFL, the face of the NFL now.
Absolutely.
Being what, 5-1 in the playoffs, and really only 5-1 because of a coin flip.
Yeah.
With that Patriots game, pretty much because of a coin flip. To do this battered and bruised against a Buffalo Bills team with Trey White, Micah Hyde, Trayman Edmonds, Ed Oliver. The list goes on and on with how talented this team is defensively. Not to mention, Josh Allen and Stephon Diggs offensively. Mm-hmm. If he wins this game, he elevates himself into a different class than he wasn't in before. It keeps going up and up and up. This is where legends are made. So Mahomes, this is your time to shine.
Yeah. And I'm glad you even said that, because remember when I said I had a thought process on this whole thing? My whole thing about this is not only do I think that he's going to go out there and play, I think he's going to excel high over the expectation that they already think. Like I said, yes, is there going to be a couple plays where it's just going to look off? Yes, I think that's going to happen. With injury, you're trying to figure it out. You know what I'm saying, and how to protect it as much as possible. But if you think about it, though, all the great quarterbacks have fought through something where it was pretty serious, and you know what I'm saying, they fought through it and made it happen. You brought up Phillip Rivers playing off of no MCL at all. Things like that happen. Another one comes into mind is Brett Favre. I remember Brett Favre was going to play against the Vikings. They was going to play the Vikings at the in Green Bay. This dude, they showed a picture of his foot. It was swollen like no other. You couldn't really tell what his toes were looking like. That's how bad his foot was messed up. And he went out there and played and won the game. I'm thinking of not Tom Brady, Peyton Manning, another guy that's done went out and played. That I remember playing with extreme injuries and still going out there and playing, just submitting their legacy. I think that's what Patrick Mahomes is going to go out there and do. Like, I really believe that he's going to exceed the expectations of what they have for him this week.
And that also conference championships through the guys of Stafford and Matthews. Episode 19, pretty much in the books now, sponsored by Colin Covers. At Colin Covers on Instagram. Make sure to check him out for any sports betting advice, knowledge, etc. Makes people money. Bottom line, check him out at Colin Covers on Instagram. Chris, any final thoughts?
No, man. Just get ready for this week, man. Stay tuned with us. We'll have some more content coming soon, and we'll get some things running during this off season. Keep it in for you guys.
What's your go-to game day snack?
Wings.
What kind?
The Cajun wet from Wingstop.
Ooh.
Yeah. I like spicy food, so it's like for sure has to be there. Gotcha.
Yeah, I like boneless buff. Boneless buff is nice. Mozzarella sticks. Oh, fuck me up. Mozzarella sticks.
Hey, I love mozzarella sticks.
They always come in clutch. A little throwback to your CFL days, some poutine fries. That'd be nice. That'd be nice too. But yeah, that'd be fire too. All right, final thought for me. I really hope I'm wrong about Sunday with Green Bay and Tampa Bay. I want Brady to win. I picked against him. And the number one thing Brady's taught me in the playoffs, don't pick against him, but I did that. So I really hope he proves me wrong one last time. But yeah, Stafford Matthews, episode 19, wrapping up here. Catch you guys next week. Leave you with the wise words of Malcolm Kelly. Boys are getting quiet, going to get crunk. Coming back from Long Beach, Matthews, pop the trunk.